my goodness. How you guys doing? I hope everyone is doing well. I'm starting off a little different. I mean, the energy in the back in the green room has been crazy. I just can't wait for you to see what's been going on here, what's going on. But let me bring it down because as I always start out with, I have three assignments for you. So your first assignment is go grab your girlfriends, family members, get them around here because I have someone who's going to her shift. I promise you, it has left chills on my arm. That's one. Two, today is Win Wednesday. What's your win for this week? Drop it in the feed and let me know what your win is. I love to give shout out. I love celebrating people. My phone is already ringing and dinging. And everyone's like, well, what's a win? A win is when you have set a goal and you've met the goal, or you've thought about the goal, but you're stuck. But at least you're starting to think about it. Or better yet, you want to start a goal, you just don't know where to start. Well, that is what I want to celebrate you because at least you're starting to think about it. Because once you start thinking about your goal, you can start shifting into your what's next. And then the last one, because y'all know I'm on my health journey. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm drinking. Look, let me see it. There we go. There we go. I am drinking unsweetened tea. Yes, I have my lemon in there. I drink it every day. I try not to drink any sugar. I do not drink any sugar pops. But I want you to drop in the feed. What is your go-to snack? Drop in the feed. I love to hear it. I'm on this journey. So we're going to be doing this journey together. But let me ask you this. As you sitting here, and we are taught all about shift, right? Maybe you're sitting in it and you're feeling something, but you don't know what it is. Or you want to shift, but you don't know how to shift. So today's show, I'm bringing on someone else who literally has gone through her shift, and you guys got to hear her story. If you have any questions for her, drop them in the feed. But today's show will also inspire you to go after your what's next, knowing that you're going to face those uncertainties. We all do. And so then let me say this. Have I been there? Yes. Before my 40s, I didn't even know what my shift I didn't even know. I felt something, but I didn't know. I didn't become moving. I didn't become active into the gym until after I was 40. And then at that time, I also created an event planning business with my amazing friend, Katie Browder person. And we created a event planning business called See You Downtown. One of our biggest events was actually Girls Night Out. So after 40 is not the end. Actually, after 40, it's just beginning. So if all this fits you or you know someone, go grab them. Come on, sit on down. And we are going ahead and talk. And you guys, we got to do some clapping and hooray because my guest is celebrating 7 years. 7 years. So I'm going to bring her on right now. Hey, lady, how you doing?
Hey, how are you? How
I'm
are you?
great. I am great. Look, 7 years. Woohoo! Look, I wish I had
7
horns and everything like that
years.
to celebrate the 7 years. But congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Carol's Kitchen and Catering, 7 years. Thought I couldn't
Wow.
do it, but did it. hmm
Yeah. But you know what? Let's start back first. So tell
Okay.
everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Katrina Blackwell. I am actually a certified chef. I'm also a minister of the gospel, a licensed minister of the gospel. A few years ago, God laid it on my heart to start a catering business. And originally, my goal was to actually have a feeding center. I love, love, love to feed the community, but that wasn't God's plan. That was my plan. So I stuck in it with the catering. I went to school, got a degree, and then I just started branching out in different areas, seeing what I didn't like, what I wanted to do with the catering, how I wanted to involve people, how I could involve the community. Again, you got to listen to God and let Him speak. I accepted the downtimes. Woo, and you have a lot of downtimes. And I just kept pressing forward. Like I said, a lot of ups and downs within that 7 years. I had a job, had to quit my job. I left the catering because it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So I was grown and and I went and got
Wow.
myself a job at a pantry. And actually, I wasn't happy.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't focus on my business plan. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. It wasn't my brand. And it was being disobedient to what God had actually given me.
Yes.
I stepped on faith earlier last year, and which was going into year 6. I had quit that job. And ever since then, it's been nothing but Carol's Kitchen and Catering. And God has been able to just breathe on that thing. And today we are celebrating 7 years. 7 years.
Yay. So let's
Yeah.
go back. First of all, you guys, I remember how she felt. I never forget that. I cannot remember what you were like. When we used to talk, you guys, we would text or we would talk, and she
Yes.
was Pam, and I understand. And then the day that you said, today was my last day, I was like, wow. I know, but look where you're at.
Yes.
I mean, look, God blew
Oh,
on you. He knew,
yes.
but he blew on you. Once he blew on you, you have blossomed into this
Yes.
amazing. You're doing so much amazing
Thank
work.
you.
But I want to ask you real quick, when you did
Sure.
that leap into entrepreneurship,
Mhm.
how did it feel? And then when you felt it, because we never really talked about how you felt. We know I
Mm-mm.
know we talked about you were doing it, but how did you feel? And then how did you overcome that?
Perfect question. Because to be honest, I didn't really think of it until you asked me. I just did it,
Uh-huh.
how I felt. Of course, fear was there because that was a bit of income, a bit of comfort that I had. You know what I mean? And especially working in nonprofit, your ideas can flow, but they're not yours. I mean, they're yours, but they're not yours. You're kind of like giving them away. So that comfort in fear of me leaving that. Uh, uh, that area of thinking, in that area of being free, and like, oh well, my ideas will count, it became fearful, you
Mhm.
know because the financial aspect was there to back everything up, not just the idea but
Right.
also my home. So I, of course, that fear was there, but when I did it, and this is seriously, when I did it and I actually sat and thought about how I was being treated.
Mm,
Was I being valued? Did they respect me?
mm,
Did management even care, or did they just want me to do the thing that they wanted me to do? It became freeing.
wow.
It became freeing and very, very powerful. She shifted that day because it became powerful. And I began to think about what was important to me, what was
Right.
important to my health, what was important to my children, and most of all, what was important to the vision that God had gave me before I even took the job. I
Right.
had
I
to put some
remember
things in
that.
perspective. Yeah.
Mhm.
I had to put some things in perspective. And it opened up space for me to do everything, not just business, but
Mhm.
like I said, I'm a licensed minister. So there, I had room for even to do church things and ministry and all of that, you know. My slogan is we minister through food, love, live, and eat. How am I ministering through food if I'm doing something else for somebody else? I'm not even working in my own thing.
Right. So how long so when you did do the shift, because we still haven't talked about when you did do that shift, and as you said, we talked about fear, but how
Mhm,
did you overcome fear? Because let's be honest, we can
mhm.
sit in fear and fear will eat you up and it will take away your dream that God and your vision that God
Yeah,
has given you. So how did you come out of it? Because it's so easy, because now you're on the other side.
right.
You're on the other side, but there's so many women that are like sitting here like, okay, she did it. She did it, but
Wow.
how do I get through it? And so how did you
Mhm.
get through it?
Well, I thank God for my pastor, Joseph W. Stanley Jr. He really, really encouraged me and prayed for me to be able to do the thing that God called me to do and do it effortlessly and fearless. He really prayed. And then I prayed, and can I tell you a secret what I really did?
What's that?
I really took a vacation right after I left with me and my kids because they deserve that. And
Oh.
and on that downtime, I planned, I strategized, I focused on the thing that I was meant to do, and I paid attention to what the thing that God was calling me to do, and I was able to sit all that other stuff, that fear, kind of like just kind of was like, oh well, this is much easier than I thought. But I took a vacation, a week vacation at that. And I'm telling you,
Wow.
when we went to Nashville, Tennessee,
Yes.
and we drove, we didn't fly. So it
Uh-huh.
was me talking with my kids. My daughter is a big, big voice when it comes to the business. Her and
Yes.
I talked about the things that we can do, pop up shops. Tasha, here we come. All those things became so real. And what I had to do was shift the mindset.
Mm.
So I took the time to do that. And I did it with my kids. I did it with the ones that I love. And we went to Nashville, Tennessee. We did all the things. And then even we took our time coming back. We stopped in Cincinnati. And I just rested in the freedom first
Mm.
that I don't owe anybody anything. But the thing that I'm trying to build is for me and these people around me.
Right. Right.
So my mindset had to change. So that fear had to just go.
So as you worked on the mindset, do you still continue to work on your mindset? And
Oh,
what is your mindset practice? One thing that you do practice on your mindset.
we all talk about self-care.
Mm-hmm.
And first, prayer. I pray and meditate every day. And I ask God to continue to not just provide, but give me the strength, the wisdom, and discernment to know the difference between the things that I have to choose concerning my business, because that's very important. And
Mm-hmm.
the one thing I realize is that everything that comes up, it's not always for me. It's not always good. There's things that
Right.
I can turn down too, but I
Right.
ask God to give me wisdom and discernment in that. I practice relaxation,
Mm. Yeah.
relaxing. There is a difference between self care and relaxing.
So true.
There's
That's
a
true.
total difference. My self care is a way of me keeping up my appearance. So my self care is my hair, my nails, my eyebrows. Even though my nails ain't done, I got a schedule for that. But that's the self care. But relaxation, I literally take the time out of each day. Rather, I'm reading. I make
Mhm.
sure I take that bubble bath and I shut down everybody around me, And I ain't married, so that's easy to do. Them kids know not to
Right.
come knocking on that door. When they hear that door shut, they're like, oh, here she go. She's relaxing. And I'm very intentional about that because that helps me stay focused with all the things that is going on around me.
I love it. So let's
Mhm.
talk about the food and ministry. I love the
Yes.
two, but how did you even come up with combining the two? How did you even come up with that?
Um, my food ministry. I love to cook. I love to cook, and what I realized is that we eat things. We eat how we feel. A lot of
Mm,
times, we eat how we feel. You know what I mean? If I'm
yes.
feeling low, and some people who feeling low, they love a good old bundt cake. Give me the bundt cake. Give me a box of chocolates. Give me, some people are a bowl of fruit. And
Right.
so um my slogan, we minister through food, is to show that, God loves us through the care that he gives us through the earth.
Right.
He gave us food that is grown. He gave us food. First of all, he loves us first.
Right. And say
So
agree.
so we gonna love. So the thing is for me, I'm gonna love you like he loves me.
Ooh.
I'm gonna love you like he loves me. And because I love to cater in a way, I love to cook, I love to see you smile. That's me loving, my way of loving to you. That's my love language.
Gotcha.
I'm a server. So I'm going to minister to you that way.
Okay.
And
So what
so,
is, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
oh, I was going to say, so when I cook something and you go, that's so good. And those shoulders relax
Yes.
and everything that you were thinking about, it gives you a short window of outlet to enjoy the thing in front of you.
Ooh. So what do you cook? What's your specialty this time? I know when, let me say this, y'all. She did cook for us before when we were in the studio. It was so good. We had chicken.
Chicken,
Oh, it
cordon
was
bleu.
blue, and we had the green beans. As my
Hmm.
kids, grandkids said, "Chef kiss." They were the bomb. So let me.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I remember. Listen, we still talk about my grandkids. Is like, she's not cooking today. I go, we're not cooking. She's not
Mm-mm.
cooking today, baby. So what are you cook? What is something you're cooking now?
Well, the thing is, I love culture, so I've been making my red bean, my Jamaican peas and rice. Somebody asked me to make some peanut butter soup, African peanut butter soup, and I just been digging into whatever is being put on the menu.
Okay,
I've become a saucier, so I feel like everything has to have my touch, right? I got to put my
of
brand
course.
on it. So I've been experimenting with different sauces and things of that nature. Hmm.
Okay. So how do you, as we're talking about your business owner, you're a minister and you're a mother of three. And that's a
Hmm.
lot. How
It's
do
a
you
lot.
protect your own energy and well-being when you're around so many people and you're feeding their spiritual and literally thinking and feeding me? So how do you put yourself in all of this too?
So I remind myself that everything I do is a God given gift.
Okay.
And I take my time to catch the moments and breathe. So
Mm.
what I'm saying is, for instance, 2 weeks ago, our church did a dedication because we moved into a new building. Come on, Greater Mount Calvary, hey! And my pastor had asked me to cater and do some food for our the dedication,
Yes.
and also I had to be a minister that day. So I'm running back and forth, and when I got a moment, I literally, and somebody watched me do it, and they commended me on it. I stopped and I
Mm.
literally said,
So you breathe.
I went back to center.
Mm.
And even when I'm doing a catering job, I try to find moments to just remember to breathe and center myself. And that just gives me not just the second win, but the empowerment and the reminder that this is my God given gift and that
Yes.
I can do it and I have the strength to do it.
I know that's right. So
Mhm,
as you shifted,
mhm,
did you feel the shift? And if you could feel it, how did it feel? Because and then the reason why I say this, as I am shifting, it
mhm,
feels everyone's like, well, you feel different. I'm like, I do. I feel lighter, maybe, and
mhm,
because
mhm.
it's lighter because of the change that's going on. But how did you feel when you shifted? When you began to face in your shift in your life?
I felt that I can do this. I felt the wind. I
Mm,
felt the wind, and not just the wind,
right.
the freedom of the shift. I
Mhm.
felt that my time is now. I felt God's promise. I felt it. You know what I mean? You can see it, but you
Yes.
can also feel it. Like, oh my God, you do
Mhm.
not lie. You literally do not lie. I felt encouraged, to continue in the shift, and I felt grounded.
Ooh.
I felt very much grounded.
I agree. I
You know,
can't say it
Mhm.
does look different. It feels so different. I have to say
It
that.
does.
It feels, and when I say that, because so many people are like, well, what do you mean different? It is
Mhm.
like they're always like the 20s you're supposed to do this, the 30s you're supposed to do
Mhm.
this, you know,
Where you go? Mhm.
right, all of that. But then when you get over here, you're like, they don't want to prepare me to feel like this. And also,
Yes.
too, your vision is bigger and bolder, I
Mm.
feel. When you start
Oh.
that shift, it becomes so bold. You can like, okay, I see it. I see it and I can feel it. And like you know how they say reach out and touch. I can
Mhm.
literally see it. Now, do I share it with everybody? I do
Nope.
not share it. I've learned that. I do not share it, but I do share the experience as I'm
Mhm.
moving forward onto what I'm supposed to be doing. It is a
Mhm.
total different. The shift comes with a different feeling. It comes with
Yeah.
a different mindset. It comes with, let me say this, it comes with a different determination. And the determination is I'm so determined to do this. Everything else, as they say, the freeway is moving this way. I'm still moving this way. And so for
Speaking.
that girl, and it's different. It is so
Mhm.
different.
Mhm.
It's just like I'm tasting something new that I've never
Mhm.
had. And I'm excited for it.
Yes.
With that being said, so let me ask you this: as we talked a
Mhm.
lot about the shift, the moment you stop waiting and start becoming, was there a specific moment in your life where you made the choice? What did it cost, and what did you give to, and what did it give to you?
Hmm. I'm going to start with the cost.
Okay.
Um, because you and I were kind of talking about this before
Yeah.
we got on here. It's cost me some things.
Such as.
And
Such as
people,
what? People.
people,
So did you? So
people,
when you said people, so you meaning, and we did talk about this.
friendships, families, even because they don't look at you the same.
That's true.
They
So
don't read you the same. They're so used to you being one way and seeing you in a heavy light, uh, uh, in a dimension in your life. You know what I mean? Do you? I never realized so people get comfortable with the negative parts of you or the
ooh,
down parts of you.
yes,
Come on,
yes,
let's talk about it.
yeah,
I never understood that. And they don't know how to feel when you come up out of that.
right. Because they're not used to it.
Yeah.
But then when you try to teach them that, it comes with a whole nother. They come with you think you're better than me. I've heard that so
Mm-hmm.
many times. Wait a minute. How about well, you had your chance back then, so why don't you sit down and do be where you are? I bet I don't. I
I
didn't have
do
to.
not.
I have many times. I don't even know how many times. I bet I don't. But
Mm-hmm.
you're right. The people are so, and that's society. That's
Yeah.
sad to say. There is more people that are not in your corner who should
Mm-hmm.
be in your corner, but those that versus that are in your corner that are not in your corner. And if that
Yeah.
makes sense, it's true. There's just
Yeah.
so many people watching you like, oh, let's see how long this lasts. You know, if this
Mm-hmm.
don't last, I'll be there to pick her up, but I'm gonna still talk about her. So
Mm-hmm.
you're absolutely right. So many people,
Yeah.
so you're right about the cost of family. So what else? What else?
Uh the part that I gained was loving myself more and
Mm,
having confidence in what I can do in the gift that I've been giving and seeing and believing in the bits and pieces that are being handed to me
mm,
as I shift, you know,
mhm,
working on those areas that I have, kind of packed away. I said, no, we're gonna unpack this thing.
mhm.
I'm coming out of this shell.
I
I'm
know that's
loving me a little bit more. I like my gray hair a little bit more.
I know that's right. Ah,
I
come
love my
on
glasses a little bit more. I,
now.
I love my flat shoes a little bit.
I know that's right. I know that's right. But that's good because you loving you. So
Yeah,
how often do you work on you?
every
You
day.
and then every day. And then do you have
Every day.
mentors? Do you have mentors that say, hey, or come and check on you, say, girl, you working on yourself today?
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
And it's your personal surroundings.
Mm,
Hmm. I may not talk to them every day. You, for instance, I may not talk to you every day or every month,
right.
but we check in about a lot of things quite
Absolutely.
often.
Absolutely.
I, Latasha Reigns, she's a
Right.
big one. Like,
Right.
she's like, girl,
Right.
we
We're
ain't
not
doing that.
doing that. Yep.
We ain't doing that, honey.
Yep.
Smile today. Do something.
All right.
You know,
That's
I
good.
have friends and family. Yeah.
Right. And that's good. I'm glad you're talking about that because so many people think we do this journey by ourselves. And that's
Mm-mm.
where the failure comes in. You can't do this by yourself.
Oh
You
no.
can't. You can't. Well, let me ask you this for the women who are listening right now, who feels called to be doing something bigger, a business, a
Mhm.
ministry, a reinvention,
Mhm.
but hasn't moved yet. What do you want to say to her right now?
Because now I'm talking to the old me.
Yeah, I know that's right, girl. I know that's right.
What I want to say to her is that you are more than what you're sitting in at the moment.
Mhm.
And you cannot be afraid to branch out into those things that were, especially when they're God given.
Yes, so
You,
true.
you can't sit in that. I encourage you to find someone to talk to. I'm a mentor, even. I
Mhm.
mentor people who are trying to start catering businesses. You know what I
Right.
mean? And you cannot be afraid of the no. And you, because that's a big blocker.
True.
And you cannot be afraid of even the powerful yes, the things
Mm,
that's going to stretch you into your next, your shift. So if you have a business venture, start light, find someone to have that conversation with, to how to start it. You know, there's so many different platforms on social media that have information on how to start things. The
mhm.
biggest thing that I loved about me is I surrounded myself with the people I needed to be surrounded with in the thing that I'm going into. So I
Oh,
have a lot of caterer friends.
let's go. Good. Look, okay, y'all. Now that you see,
I,
she said we talked about it. I'm not one of them. So
no,
please
no,
understand.
wait. I have a lot of entrepreneur friends.
True.
Because
True.
entrepreneurship is anything with the business. I surround myself with people who are doing the thing that I'm doing and
Mhm.
who are not afraid to talk to me about being pushed. You have to find those friends.
I
You
agree
have
with
to
you.
find that surrounding.
I agree with you.
Don't
Well,
sit in it.
don't don't
Mm-mm.
please don't never don't let look if you need help on getting moving you have a community here. Those of you who are new are like, oh
Yes.
my goodness, listen, y'all, I have thousands of women that's arm in arm, we walking
Mhm.
side by side. So
Side
if
by side.
I'm not your fix, if we have somebody, so
Yep.
please do not sit in it. Before we go into look, our time is almost up. This went by as always.
Why?
I know, right? I know, right?
Why?
Before we go into our rapid fire, would if someone wanted to get in touch with you or wanted to know about how to get into catering, how can they connect to you?
You can call me at 614-549-9977. You can visit me on Facebook, Carol's Kitchen and Catering. You can visit me on Instagram, um, Carol's underscore kitchen underscore catering. You can email me, carolsgoodie.com. Just, but call me. I
Oh,
answer.
and if you didn't,
61.
I got it. If you don't have it,
Okay,
I will put it in the show notes so you don't have to say everything. So before we go into rapid fire, which I love, that's the fun part too. All of this is fun. But before we do that, I have two more questions for you.
sure.
So first, what's next?
My what's next? Um, Vision building in my business, not just in my business, but also in ministry. I'm being stretched to new things. I'm putting together conferences, especially for single women. Stay tuned for that information. Um, uh, More pop-up shops. Eventually, I would love to do some work where I am feeding the homeless more. That
Mm,
is my true passion. And I realize just because I don't have the space to do it, I can still do it. So I'm venturing out to trying to do that more. Collaborations. Look, Carol's Kitchen Catering is going nowhere, right? But
right.
I do not mind helping the next. So collaborations, we have to help each other and just continue to love, love, love on God's people.
Oh, I love it. And then lastly, what's your win for this week?
My win for this week, I made it to 7 years. You're going to make me
Woo!
cry.
Yay! Oh my goodness. I
I
can't.
made it through
Yes.
7 years.
That is so congratulations. Did you
Thank
do
you.
anything to celebrate today for the 7 years? Did you go out to eat? Did you and the kids go out to eat?
No, I did not. My son is turning, my oldest son, he's turning 22. Yes, I have a 22 tomorrow. So
Oh,
we're gonna hang out together on Friday. We're gonna celebrate him. We're just gonna celebrate.
yes.
Um, I'm just gonna relax in this day because
Oh,
and
so
just be
so well,
humbled in that.
so well deserved. So well deserved. Okay. So at this point, we've already been on 30 minutes. I can't believe our time. So at this
Amen.
point, we're going to do rapid fire. So I'm going to ask you some questions and just tell me what comes at the top of your head.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
One word that describes your ministry.
Godly.
What does what does Sunday morning look like for you,
Busy.
girl? And I don't
It
even
is
minister,
Sunday.
girl.
It is Sunday.
I know, girl.
Busy.
I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what's the hardest part of running a business nobody talks about?
Hard.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
I am a early bird. 5:30 is my twin.
I know that, girl.
A.M.
Now look, in a little bit, I'll be
A.M.
right, because in a little bit I'll be like, "Ooh, child, today,
Look,
today."
work never ends.
I never ends. A piece of business advice you had to unlearn.
Now you're gonna make me tell them myself. Stop being can't be nice. I know it's two words. I can't be nice.
Yeah,
A little bit of selfishness.
nothing wrong with that.
Mm-mm.
Nothing wrong with that. One thing on your vision board right now.
Uh Brick and mortar.
Ooh, ooh, I see that. I see that. I see that. Okay, I see that. A big family feast or an intimate dinner for two.
Big family feast. I don't know how to be intimate with no two.
So you like to have a lot of you.
We single over here, so big
Ma'am.
family feast.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I already know the answer, but I'm gonna see if you give something else. What are you most proud of that has nothing to do with food or ministry?
My babies,
Yeah, she loves the babies. They're so
my
sweet.
children,
They're so sweet.
and they're
Some
growing up
I know.
so
I can
grown.
girl, I'm still back at the beginning of the conversation. The one I know is
Okay,
graduated.
she graduates this year.
Oh my,
Hmm.
I need to tell her no,
Hmm.
not today. Something your children have taught you.
Something what?
Your children have taught you.
Patience.
Ooh.
Patience.
A woman living or gone, who sits at your table you would love to fill?
My mother, Carol Lynn Blackwell.
Oh, okay. Last question. You said we must love, live, eat right now in this
Mhm.
season of life. Which one are you doing the best?
Loving,
Loving,
loving, hmm
loving. I so agree with you.
loving.
Well, that's it. Oh, wait a minute. I did have you. We talked about reading. What are you
Hmm.
reading right now?
So, it is, and I'm looking at it. It's not like a devotional. It's like a study Bible. Well, I'm
Okay.
reading a lot of books, but this particular one because this season, and come on, divine order. Ooh, be I know when I tell you, it's like, wow. I am reading the 10 women. I'm reading 10 women of the Bible. It's like a devotional, it's a study devotional Bible. And
Okay.
it's 10 different women that it talks about from the Bible. I'm so excited about it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it.
Mhm.
So as we get ready to close down today's show, which I knew it would be, as it is amazing, what would you like to leave everybody with?
Ah, love your life. love your life. Even if it seems hard right now,
Mm,
God does, he makes no mistakes.
true.
So
True.
the thing that you have to do is in the times where you feel heavy and it doesn't seem fair and it feels challenging, especially us as women. We have so much on our shoulders. And it's
Yes.
whether you're married or single, but you have to love your life anyway. He didn't make any mistakes about you. You
Right.
have purpose. Can purpose walk in that love and purpose?
I love it. Well, before we go, I had girl, people over here are dropping comments left and right to us. Erica Law says, congratulations.
That's one of my mentors.
Oh, we also have, what is a moment you knew you had to take the jump into the unknown? Ooh, that's good.
Uh, when things didn't work for me anymore.
I love it.
When I was doing it on my own, because that's faith. That's
Mm,
that's a faith thing, right? That's a faith
yes,
leap. When it didn't work for me no more. When
I
I
love
kept
it.
hitting that same brick wall, like, wait a
Yes.
minute, something got dang now
What
that
would
brick
you say?
wall hard.
You say something's got to give. 'Cause I'm
That
tired of hearing
hurt.
it. Right.
Yeah,
What'd you say? It hurt.
that not hurt, hurt.
Look, you getting ready to make me sing as I was singing before we came on here. But you're right, it does. Girl, when you
Mhm.
hit that wall, and if you keep hitting it over and over and
Yes.
over, and good, let me tell you something. He gonna let you keep hitting it until you say,
Mhm.
okay, now what are we doing? What are we
Right,
doing? And how
because
long are we going to keep hitting that wall until you
right.
say enough is
Because you
enough?
start bruising egos, you start
Girl,
bruising mindsets, you
yes,
start bruising a whole lot of things.
a
And then you
whole
have more than just, healing a wound. Now you
right.
got to get everything back together.
And then
Come on, therapist.
right? Because then you're
Come
right
on,
though.
therapist.
Because
Yeah.
right, then we're gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to really go get me some therapy. It's like, girl, I need a couple,
Yes.
not a minute. I'm gonna need a couple
Couple
hours
hours.
because we need to bring
We
this
need
back
like 5
home.
box of tissues.
Right. And this is I'll come back next week, but this is for today. But you
Different
were
today.
so right. You are so
Mhm.
right. Erica
Mhm.
wrote stuffed peppers.
Girl, you
Oh,
don't need no stuffed peppers.
Erica, she said no.
She requesting.
That's what I'm saying. Erica, did
Don't
you
do
just
this to me on live. Wait a minute, girl.
Erica, she said no. Okay, look, I'll talk to her afterwards. When we have here, no weapon form against me shall prosper. Come on,
Prosper.
come on,
And
Miss. Go ahead.
and that's the thing. And you have to remember that.
Oh,
You
girl,
have to remember that.
I've been noticing myself that I'm saying that more and more and more,
Mhm.
even on a daily basis, every day. I think I
Yes.
say it about 3 or 4 times.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Miss Tasha says, "Hey, I'm late."
Girl,
For
you
the
never late. I love your life. We love your life.
right, girl. So congrats, friend, for your
Thank
7 year.
you.
And then lastly, we have here so inspiring. We hope that this has inspired someone that is
Yes.
listening to us. If you are wanting, or if you know someone who missed the show, shame on them, but that's okay. Then you can go ahead and catch the replay. The replay will be out soon. So know that if you're looking, or if you're needing someone, or you're looking to go after your vision because you feel a shift, but you don't know how to move the shift, go ahead and text me at 614-674-0074, and we can sit down and chat for a few minutes on talking about your vision. Well, Miss, this was fun.
It
We're gonna
was.
next time we're gonna have to have me, you, and Miss Tasha on there. I hope you're still listening.
Ooh,
I know,
yes.
right? I hope you're listening, Miss Tasha. Next time we're all three gonna have to be on here.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna put you in the green room. Don't hang up, but I'll be right back with you. Thank you, friend.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, y'all. I hope that this has become more inspiring, empowering than anything. This has hopefully, this has also equipped you to knowing what it takes to do the shift. And as Katrina had talked about, you don't have to do it alone. Actually, you need people to help you shift, but you need the right people. I talked about having I think I talked about it in the back in the green room. Look, she's shaking her head. We're talking about the table and that the three people sitting at we can have four people at the table, but we have to be able to serve ourselves, right? As we serve, if I serve you, you need to serve me. So I'm hoping today has been impactful. I hope it has been empowering. I hope this has been inspiring. Erica, I'm gonna talk to her about this, about the stuffed peppers. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna ask her in the back once I get done with her. But I want y'all all to know I appreciate y'all. I hope this has helped you, to inspire you to go after your what's next, and know that your vision is sitting in front of you. Don't ignore it. We know it's hard, but you don't have to do it by yourself. Look, Katrina and I talk about, we talk to each other on a month-to-month basis, or sometimes even more. So know that it's just, we're still going after our vision, and you need to go after your vision and your shift. We know it's uncomfortable. We know it's hard, but it's possible. Until next week, everyone, I want you all to know that you rock. Go out here and celebrate your win. And again, before I go, Katrina, 7 years. Woo! Bye, everybody.